jugar mañana entre Arsenal y Liverpool, ¿no? El Big Six va a quedar eliminado rápidamente, tempranamente en esta FA Cup, pero bueno, eso será historia de mañana. Hoy el Chelsea, como decíamos, obligado a ganar, ya recuperado el 100%.
To be fair, that's with João Pedro. I think he's actually more influential when he moved slightly to the left-hand side, because in the first half he was playing in the 10 behind Evan Ferguson. Brighton changed their shape. Danny Welbeck came on. He went obviously close to Evan Ferguson. That meant that João Pedro went out to the left with Billy Gilmour and Pascal Gross in midfield, and he's got his 2 goals coming in from the left-hand side. The first, a header, which gave Iverson absolutely no chance. The second, where he comes sliding in for a brilliant cross from Van Hecke.
Sol Sidibe going to come on as well, son of Mamadi Sidibe, a bit of a legend in the Potteries. But Brighton have a corner. Pascal Gross tries to win another corner off McCarron, who defended it well and prevented another corner kick, but it is a throw to Brighton by the corner flag on this near side. It's going to be left by Billy Gilmour for Pascal Gross to take, and he's grown in influence, Gross, as the game has gone on. Some lovely passing from the German. Brighton 4-2 up, 7 minutes to go. Gross has it, 10 yards from the corner flag, right hand side, lovely skill to get away from Berger, goes to ground, he was pushed, free kick, and Brighton will take the free kick in a minute. Well, it's been given by the assistant. Yeah, they are now going to give the free kick. I thought for a moment Stoke were going to try and take a goal kick there, but it is definitely a free kick won by Pascal Gross. So Sidibe will have to wait for a moment before he's introduced. Port in, he's got the old shaving foam out, and he's going to mark out the 10 yards, and that means the Stoke players will have to stand just inside the penalty area. This is almost like a short corner near to the byline, right hand side. Hull City equalise against Birmingham, that's 1-1. Matty Jacob for the Tigers. Gross with the free kick for Brighton, holds aloft his right arm, chips the ball into the near post, and it's headed over by Welbeck. Some real power on that header, but he got right underneath it. So it's a goal kick to Stoke, and here comes the change, and Lewis Baker, who gave Stoke hope with that penalty to make it 2-2, is being taken off, and Sol Sidibe, the son of Mamadi Sidibe, is going to come on, having come through the academy, and that's nice, like father like son, wearing the red and white stripes.
Yeah, just 16 years of age, isn't he, Sol Sidibe?
Brighton trying to win the ball back high up the pitch. Lallana getting involved, but it's thumped downfield by McNally, looking for Vidigal. Bounces around the halfway line. Welbeck again has come deep to pick up possession. Out muscling Vidigal. He's still got it. Has he, Welbeck? No, he has lost out in the end, and it's tucked back to be cleared, but only half cleared. Purvis Estepinian wriggling away down the left-hand side. He gets away from Vidigal for a moment. Toe pokes the ball in field to Welbeck, and he sends it out to Lallana. And Brighton have got some very experienced heads out there for these last 5 minutes of normal time to see this result out. Gilmour finds Gross on halfway. Now it's just tucked in field by Lallana, bringing all his experience to bear. Baleba in the centre circle, just turns away from Bai Jun-ho. Hinshelwood finds Gilmour. Lovely 1 and 2 touch passing from Brighton, just enticing Stoke in and then just keeping the ball away from them.
Yeah, I think what's happened is because Stoke City Dance put so much into that first 65 minutes, the closing down, high energy, and they made a game of it, to be fair, because Brighton weren't free-flowing in the first half, but then just as they started tiring a little bit, they couldn't quite get that extra yard to go and close down. I mentioned about Pascal Gross becoming more influential for Brighton's point of view, and also Danny Welbeck just coming and linking play up. So as the game got more stretched, it suited Brighton, obviously, with their Premier League quality.
Plymouth 3, Sutton 1 in the FA Cup, so the Pilgrims are heading through to round 4. Stoke coming forward, looking for Bai Jun-ho, right down by the dead ball line on this near side, juggles with it and keeps possession. He's got support from McCarron, who rolls it back to Wouter Berger. Berger finds Bai Jun-ho, left-hand corner of the area. Goes down under pressure from Hinshelwood. No foul, says the referee. Brighton have it back. Ferguson coming deep. Plays a little 1-2 with Gilmour, and then strokes it out to this near touchline and Pascal Gross. And Gross, well, he's been superb all afternoon, and he's just hit a delicious crossfield pass from right to left to pick out Estepinian. Now Welbeck out on the far left-hand touchline, just calms things down for a moment. Now Van Hecke who set up João Pedro just a moment ago for that lovely goal. Now ball over the top for Welbeck. He's in behind. Everson stayed at home. Welbeck sees his shot blocked by the new keeper, and he keeps the score down. Welbeck looked favourite there for a moment, but credit Daniel Everson. He blocked the shot well to keep it 4-2 to Brighton.
Yeah, I think Danny Welbeck got himself caught in a couple of minds there, Dan. It's a brilliant ball from Billy Gilmour in the centre circle, just a great lofted pass. Freed Danny Welbeck. As the ball bounced out, I thought he was going to hit it first time and just lob it over Everson, but he decided to take a touch. They said that Everson got a chance to get closer to him, spread himself, Peter Schmeichel, like the big starfish, and made sure he saved it with his left foot.
More live football to come straight after this game on TalkSport 2. We'll be off to Stamford Bridge with Joe Shannon and the former Chelsea fullback Scott Minto as Chelsea take on Preston North End. But we've still got a couple of minutes of normal time plus stoppages to play here in the Potteries, where it is Stoke 2, Brighton 4. Been a terrific cup tie, lots of ebb and flow. Back it goes to Van Hecker. Now Lallana just lays it off neatly to Billy Gilmour, and he looks out left for Estepinian. Now Webster gets the ball on halfway, slightly awkward first touch, but he kept possession. Gillingham 0, Sheffield United 4 is a full-time score. So Sheffield United making light of what looked, on the face of it, a tricky trip to Kent. So Chris Wilder will be very happy with that at the Priestfield. Hinchelwood finds Van Hecker just in front of the penalty area. Oh, lovely ball threaded to Lallana. Lallana can carry the ball over halfway, looks to play a 1-2 with Ferguson, then plays it out right to the ever-willing Pascal Gross. Gross down the right-hand side of the box. Lallana won't quite get there. Oh yes he will, because it was given to him, presented to him on a plate by Luke McNally.
Thought pantomime scene was over, wasn't it?
No, that still runs into the second week in January. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Hey. Back it goes to Van Hecker on halfway. Baleba lays it off to Gilmour. Lovely ball through the middle. Estepinian chested it down, but he's offside, says the assistant on the near side to us. So Stoke have themselves a free kick. We're in the last minute of normal time. Brighton won here last year in round 5 through a goal from Evan Ferguson. We've had 6 goals here this afternoon and a cracking cup tie. Great entertainment. Forest Green in lead 2. That's 2-2 at the Peninsula. There was a red card for Forest Green in there as between Brighton and round 4 of the FA Cup. Here is Baleba on as a substitute a little earlier, playing a couple of 1-2s with Hinchelwood. They got a bit lazy there and almost allowed Baijun-Ho to steal it off him and make tracks towards the Brighton penalty area, but the Seagulls win it back. Van Hecker will play the ball out to the left-hand side. Van Hecker again just takes the game down to walking pace. Under no pressure. The ball's back with Bart Verbruggen, and he will clear downfield right-footed, looking for the run of, well, Estepinian was the furthest forward, oddly enough, at that point. A bit strange. Back it goes into Brighton's path, picked up by Lallana. A little back heel for Baleba, but his attempted clearance smacked against Wouter Berger, who's hurt himself in the process there. Wouter Berger is smacking the turf with the palm of his left hand. He's hurt himself, and he will have to get some treatment from the physios. Meanwhile, Cameron Perpignan, who's been on loan at Cheltenham Town from Brighton, for the first half of this season and has just come back. He's a midfielder, and Jack Hinchy, he's going to be on as well shortly for Brighton, but we'll wait and see what the situation is with Wouter Berger first. And the player coming off first of all is Billy Gilmour, who's had another good industrious display, and Hinchy's going to come on for him. He's been at Brighton for nearly a couple of years. He arrived from Stockport County at the back end of 2021. He comes on for Gilmour, and Perpignan will come on for Evan Ferguson for these last couple of minutes. Valuable experience for these youngsters.
Yeah, very much so. Say Hinchy coming on, Billy Gilmour coming off. And Billy Gilmore started to get more influential when Brighton changed their team shape, because in the first half it's like a 4-2-3-1, and to be fair to Stoke City, Lewis Baker and Walter Berger were stopping Brighton and stopping their flow, you know, their passing flow in that first half. Then they changed it a little bit. Pascal Gross come to the right of the midfield with Billy Gilmore in the middle and João Pedro to the left, and then Brighton started to impose themselves. And he's like a continuity player, isn't he, Billy Gilmore? Dance. He just keeps the ball flowing. It looks very simple sometimes. It's like simple 10-15 yard passes, and he tries to get the ball going forward as much as he can.
Thoughts of Perry Groves with me, Ian Danter here at the Bet365, where Watford have broken Chesterfield Hearts late on in the FA Cup. A 95th minute winner, it seems, from Tom Jelly Bashiru. Watford 2, Chesterfield 1. Bradford 2, Crawley 3. A penalty from Danilo Orsi may well have won it for Crawley late on at Valley Parade. And Gavin Massey equalises for Port Vale. That's 3-3 at Vale Park in League One against Charlton. And Brighton coming forward again at 4-2 up, but Lallana sees the ball taken off his toe by Walter Berger, who's back out there on the pitch having had treatment. Back it goes to Luke McNally. Plays the ball just ahead of square to Kiana Hoover. Good skill from Hoover. There's some signs for Stoke City, aren't there, Perry? Despite going down to defeat here to a Premier League side, that Stephen Schumacher's starting to get his philosophies across to his players.
Well, they matched Brighton, didn't they, first 65-70 minutes. Then the game just started to spread out a little bit, and then the class of Brighton started to tell, especially with Pascal Gross, who started to get himself more involved on the ball, got himself a couple of assists. And I think Stephen Schumacher would just be really disappointed, especially from Brighton's second goal, Lewis Dunk's header, where he just fell asleep from a short corner. So it's just all these little fine details, obviously in the end end up costing you the game.
Watford have beaten Chesterfield by 2-1. Replay at St Andrews. Hull 1, Birmingham 1 in the All Championship tie in the FA Cup. Against Vidigal, Crawley have sealed the points at Bradford. They're now 4-2 up in the late stages. Cladi Lolos makes it Bradford 2, Crawley 4. Bournemouth have knocked out QPR, having been 2-0 down. They've won 3-2 at Loftus Road. Short corner for Brighton. Finds Lallana. Just rolls his foot on the ball and attracts